Okay, so we spend a ton of time thinking about how smart we are, right? Or how good we are at connecting with other people. But what if? What if there's a deeper, more fundamental intelligence that actually fuels everything else? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into. I mean, think about it. You know your IQ, your intellectual smarts. You've probably worked on your EQ, your emotional intelligence. But have you ever stopped to ask, what's the thing that gives both of them purpose? What's the why behind what we think and what we feel? That's the big question we're tackling. Well, it turns out the answer might lie in a concept that could be new to a lot of you: spiritual intelligence, or as we'll call it, SQ. And honestly, you can think of it as the ultimate upgrade for understanding our full human potential. So, what is it exactly? Well, spiritual intelligence is basically the ability to tap into your deepest values and your sense of purpose and use them to make your day to day life better. And look, this isn't some fuzzy, abstract idea. It's a really practical tool for improving your overall well being. And here's the really cool part: it's not some separate skill that works on its own. It's actually the foundation for both IQ and EQ. It provides the context, the guidance for all our logical and emotional skills. It's kind of like the operating system on your computer. It's what makes sure all the other programs run with a clear purpose. Okay, to make this even more concrete, let's break SQ down into 5 core abilities. First up, you've got critical existential thinking. Yeah, it sounds complicated, but it's really just asking those big why questions about life. Then there's personal meaning production. That's all about finding real purpose in your everyday experiences. Number 3 is transcendental awareness, which is recognizing that there's a reality beyond just the physical stuff we see. Then we have conscious state expansion, the ability to get into higher states of awareness, through things like meditation. And finally, virtuous behavior, just acting with kindness, compassion, and all that good stuff. All right, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't this just the same as emotional intelligence? That's a super common question, so let's clear it up right now. The easiest way to think about it is SQ is the why and EQ is the how. And this chart really lays it out perfectly. Look at the focus. EQ is all about managing emotions, yours and other people's. But SQ, that's about accessing purpose and meaning. So here's a practical example. EQ helps you navigate a tough conversation, but SQ helps you understand why that conversation matters in the grand scheme of things. See the difference? They're both absolutely vital, but they're playing on totally different fields. I love this quote because it's such a powerful way to put it. Spiritual intelligence is the glue. It's literally what holds everything else together. It gives context to our emotions and real purpose to our thoughts. Without that glue, our IQ and our EQ, well, they can feel pretty disconnected, just floating around without any real direction. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But let's get down to brass tacks. What does this actually do for you in your real life? Why should you even care about this stuff? Let's talk about the real-world benefits. The payoffs for developing your SQ are huge. Seriously. We're talking about that deep sense of purpose that actually makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. We're talking about being more resilient, so you can bounce back from anything life throws at you. It means having greater empathy, which transforms your relationships. You start making decisions that feel right because they're aligned with your values. And get this, it's even linked to being happier at work and becoming a much more effective leader. Now, here's the best part. This is not some fixed trait that you're either born with or you're not. Not at all. SQ is a skill, and just like any other skill, you can practice it, you can develop it. So let's get into a practical guide on exactly how you can start doing that. So where do you start? First, cultivate self-awareness. Simple things, like practicing mindfulness or even just keeping a journal. Then, number 2, really focus on living your values. Make sure your daily actions actually line up with what you say you believe in. Next, you practice compassion. That means engaging in acts of kindness, really listening to people. Number 4 is about seeking inner guidance, learning to tune into your own intuition. This helps you connect with something transcendent, maybe by spending time in nature or meditating. And all of this leads to the final step, making peace with adversity. You learn to reframe challenges not as things that stop you, but as opportunities to grow. Now, I want to make one thing absolutely crystal clear. This has nothing to do with religion. You can be a devout atheist and have an incredibly high SQ. This is about something much more universal. It's about the human search for meaning, for purpose, and for connection. connection to ourselves, to other people, and to the world around us. So I'll just leave you with this thought. If your spiritual intelligence really is like an inner compass, one that guides you toward what truly matters, what direction is it pointing you in right now, in this moment? What is it telling you to do next?